Welcome to the show for our Week 2 ITM Cup wrap, where Southland secured their first flag point of the season, but it should have been more. But all the plaudits this round go Otago's way, breaking their 57-year Ramfleet Shield drought in impressive fashion, not to mention their second win over Premiership opposition, but somehow that pales by comparison. Wellington and Canterbury looked the best early doors, Auckland was made to work hard by the Turbos, Hawke's Bay go into their Shield challenge on the back of a narrow loss to the Steamers, and North Harbour looked forlorn as the Steelers ran riot.
All right, Dave, before we talk about the Southland game, just a word for Otago's achievements. You've been there, done that. You'll know what they'll be feeling right now.
Yeah, it was interesting. I texted Phil Young before the game, about Tuesday. I think I texted him, wished him all the best. Just had a funny feeling that they've got a good unit going up there at the moment, and I texted him after the game. Funny enough, I haven't heard back from him yet. And also, I texted Tom Donnelly, and I heard back from him today. So that was the game was on Friday, and I heard back from him today. And I said to him, it's taken a while to come back. I said, "You sobered up yet?" And he said to me, "Not quite." So I think they're heading to Lone Star today, being Sunday. So,
what piece of advice would you have for Tony Brown and his team to how to get the team down and then back up for the first challenge?
Well, you just got to let them celebrate what they've achieved, because it's 57 years, I think it is for them, isn't it? And again, you just got to put a stake in the ground. We did the same sort of thing. It's like, it was a Sunday. I think we won it on a Thursday, and on a Sunday it was back in the training paddock, and we basically flogged them to, remove the remnants of any, alcohol or anything in their bodies. So we could get back on the horse on Monday, and I guess that was the secret to just clearing the heads and getting on with it on the Monday.
It's great though that you did it and they did it. They gave the guys a chance to celebrate, because it is a wonderful tick in the box for rugby history.
Yeah, it is, and I had when I saw their faces at the end of the game, that feeling's pretty special, and I knew what they're going through, which is. And again, they've suffered over the years, and as we have in regards to financial issues, and they're all good guys, and thoroughly deserved. They played their hearts out, and they played for each other, and that was the key to it, key to their victory. And Waikato just couldn't handle that defence.
I know there's a couple of hurdles to come. We can't look too far forward, but the 28th of September could be a very exciting time if Southland get a challenge in Dunedin against Otago. You couldn't get much better scenario than that to get the guys into the swing of it.
It'll be very exciting. It's as you said, there is a couple of hurdles to get over, and it'll be a big enough one with Hawke's Bay. I think it's next Saturday or Sunday, and I see that the All Blacks have released one of the May boys to be part of that. Special occasion too, but it'll be a full stadium up there next Sunday. But yeah, we just got to focus one game at a time. We've got enough issues in our own camp to sort out before we even think about the Shield challenge.
It's quite simply we just have to start playing better, don't we?
It's quite interesting, really. It's again we got in a situation against Northern where we talk about it, 3/4 of the paddock, we were playing good rugby. From our own 22, we were exiting, and we're putting pressure back on them. And then in the first half, we were playing into the wind. So I think we did things really nicely, but we seemed to panic and just lose a wee bit of, structure in that when we get inside the 22. And it's cost us dearly against Northern. And to be fair, I thought that, we deserved to win the game, but we just couldn't put it away.
Yeah, it's just the lack of finish, not scoring tries again 2 weeks in a row is cost you dearly. And then, of course, when luck's not going your way, an intercept in the other direction, it all hurts.
Yeah, it does, and and again, we've talked about that after the game. We're not, we're not getting down on confidence, and there's, to me, it's about there's some new combinations. Carter Wainga made a very nice break in the first half, and Brian Milne ran off his shoulder, but we just. He never gave the pass, and those sort of combinations take a bit of time to get going, and then, that's a key combination for us, and then it's just the finer things inside that 22, making that last pass or not controlling the ball that's letting us down. So, to me, we haven't scored a try in 2 weeks, but we're not far away from, putting things together and putting something on the board for our fans.
Do you think those errors are down to a lack of skill or bad decision making?
Oh, a bit of both, I think. It's decision making is important, but again, the skill level, there was an overlap where we had on the grandstand side there in the second half, we had them under pressure, and it was just a matter of getting it through the hands to, I think, Jamie McIntosh on the outside, and there was I guess we were pretty flat, and but the pass wasn't good either, and then again we had on the other side, we carried the ball into contact and with one hand, and we lost it, and so forth. So again, a bit of both, to be fair.
You mentioned Carter Vainga. He's certainly one of the standouts already this season, high expectations, and others have to step up to that standard, don't they?
Yeah, no, he's playing well, but he's, again, he'd be the first one and to say that there's some work-ons that I guess other people don't see in his game, and it's, he's a really hard worker, and, we're pretty pleased with his progress, and, every time he gets a chance, he gets the gain line for us, but we're just not taking those opportunities. I guess post gain line break with, where we're not cleaning out on him properly, or we're looking for offloads versus at that level things get a bit tighter. So we're probably better to clean out over the top of him versus because he does drag a few defenders in.
I'll put my hand up and say that I had my doubts about Harley Tapoli, maybe just one season too long, but he proved me wrong. I thought that was one of his best games in the maroon jersey this season or the last time he played for us.
Yeah, no, pretty happy with Harley. He's a dedicated trainer, and he's been good for the team, and he stood up, and that's what we're looking for from our experienced guys. And he carried well. I thought he was unlucky a couple of times with referees' decisions yesterday. It was just interpretations, but I thought we had all rights, to some of those balls, and and obviously they didn't work out in our favour. But no, I thought he had a pretty good game.
In a 7-team competition, when you're playing for 4 places, your position's not precarious at the moment, but we do start having to turn it around with Taranaki, who are also sort of floundering at the moment, trying to find their feet in the competition.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I guess they're going through a bit of a transition themselves, and they've had the Shield, and I guess they bought in or didn't buy in, but they managed to hold on to some of their players last year for another year. And some of them key players have disappeared, and it's just taking them a while to get on their feet. And so again we do battle this weekend, and it's I guess for our sake we've got home ground advantage, and hopefully we can bank those 4 points.
And those premiership scalps, they're also important, aren't they? Because they're that much harder to come by.
Yeah, they are, but I still think, what I've seen so far, that there's not a lot of difference between some of the premiership teams and the championship teams. And I had a quick look at the Tasman game yesterday against Canterbury, and they were well in it till midway through the second half. And again, you see Bay of Plenty's got knocked over by Otago, and Waikato suffered at the hands of Otago. So again, I don't think there's a big difference between them this year. It's probably, I thought the gap was probably bigger last year.
Mm-hmm. And if you had perhaps one area of improvement that you'd like to see most in the team's performance when they run out next weekend?
Yeah, there's probably 2 areas, as we've talked about. It's the accuracy, when we get into, I guess we call it the red zone, and and it's patience. We've talked about it all week, and before Northland, we have to build pressure and then execute. So I think we just rush it at times, and it's letting us down. So I don't think it's going to change too much this week.
So to the tables, Wellington head the premiership with Canterbury breathing down their neck. Taranaki have a tough draw, so points against Southland next week a must to stave off relegation fears, for the moment at least. And Otago were off to a flyer in the championship with 2 wins, and both against teams in the higher competition, but their focus now on Shield retention, which, if successful in 2013, will guarantee them a playoff spot. A win for the Stags on Saturday, sure to boost both confidence and table position in the right direction.